Right, we're ready to start building our extension to this log store here. We're going to put hopefully an identical-ish one here. I've got these pallets. This is the side pallet. This is a back pallet, but I'll need to cut a bit off there, so I need a jigsaw for that. And this will be the back pallet. I'm going to put a few screws through the base there to secure it. I'm going to put a block of wood down there to secure that in, and the same, so a couple of blocks of wood down there as well. This is going to be the lid, this red one here, and to cover those slats I'm simply going to remove the slats off here and place them over the top, so it kind of looks similar to this one here, which you can see, similar but hopefully a little bit better. And I've got some spare wood here, just in case I need any. I probably won't need too much though, and that's it really. Should be quite quick, let's hope. I recently learned that we have two different kinds of pallet sizes. Got the UK pallet size 120 by 100 centimetres and the European pallet size, which is 100 by 80, something like that. Not as big. In fact, there we have it there. So that's a UK size, that's a EU size. This little fella here, 130 by 80. It's madness. It's not UK standard, it's not EU standard, it's decidedly non-standard. So I'm going to have to figure out where to stick that. I'm going to stick it round the corner as a little mini log store, so I'm going to chop it in two. Right, we've got our walls up now, and of course we're borrowing that wall for free, which is quite good to extend across. And next is the lid. The lid just needs the bottom, some of the bottom planks taken off, so we get a nice slope going on, and it should be fairly identical to this one here. So enter the crowbar, or should I say the crowbar? The dog there. Shouldn't do puns. Here's a quick dry fit. So after a bit of paint, you won't notice the difference. I've still got stuff to do, so I've still got to fill these in. And I've noticed this is going to be a bit of a weak joint because it's not really on anything, even though it feels really firm. So I'm going to put some wood behind it to support that and give it a little bit more weight-bearing power. Well, as you can see, I'm not an expert at breaking pallets up. They tend to splinter quite a lot. I've made some progress, but I'm going to need to use some of my spares in order to get enough wood to seal this top bit. And that's the mess there. Some of the difficulties that happen is the wood can be slightly rotten, already split, slightly damaged, or have these ridiculous compressed pieces of sawdust that they use. Makes me think a little bit about log briquettes, which I make, but they are, not that my log briquettes are ridiculous, they're fantastic, and you can see them in another video. However, these actually prevent you from easily getting good purchase on the crowbar and against the planks that you're trying to pull apart. It could have quite a lot to do with the fact that I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm making it up based on what I saw happen in Half-Life with the crowbar. Having said that, the next piece came straight out. Well, not straight out, but without splitting. So I think you just got to bear in mind that I'm learning, and a bit more patience going in deeper before you angle helps with crowbar, and sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not lucky. So contingency is good, which is why I've got all that stuff over my shoulder. Surely one of those will work. So a bit of patience, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop for the evening because I'm not a mentalist. Okay, day 2. Minimum I need 2 more bits of wood and possibly another one to replace the one I'm pointing at there. It doesn't quite reach the end. It would actually do from a watertight perspective, but not from a looks at anything other than a dog's dinner perspective. I've just whacked this one in here, and if you bang in the nails, you don't need to remove the nails, you can reuse the nails. I've got a little bit of excess going over the edge here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim that off like I did with this fella here, all the edges, and tidy it up. So even reusing the nails, why not? They're there. Any bits which are a little bit loose, I'll use a screw that I'm saving on screws, reusing the nails, and I'm also not making loads of holes which I'll need to plug later. So that's the lid hammered in. Problem is it's raining, can't do any painting, which is massively frustrating. I don't have all day and it is absolutely hammering down. I'm not happy. Those things are filling it with water. I can't really work with electrics outside, so it's game over for now. Or paused. Pause. Damn you, rain, stopping my project again with your delicious, nutritious, life-giving juice. Right, I'm actually cooking, but it stopped raining for about 10 minutes, so I've got 8 minutes on the timer to get a coat on. Let's go. Alright, that's partly done there. Oven's beeping, so I need to get to food. I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but we're done. Nearly. I can't see anything behind me. No, well, I'll have to finish tomorrow, I think, but the lid's up, as you can plainly see. And there's a few planks a little bit loose. There's a few more. I think I'm going to put another plank in between these 2 bits here that you can't see. So I'll explain all this tomorrow. But we're nearly there. The reason why I'm working late into the dark is because it's going to rain soon, and I've got about 1 day of non-raining to get all this watertight. So we'll speak tomorrow. Okay, this is what you couldn't see last night. It's too dark. So it actually looks pretty sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So structurally we're there. I'm just going to have a look at this bit here. There's a bit of a gap there, but it sort of goes between. I'm going to look at putting a board on there as well, just to avoid any drips going between. That's it, and there's just a couple of, or just another paint of wood stain, and then we're done. Listen to that noise. And an experienced person will understand they're cutting grass in a strange way, or clearing stuff up. They're not actually chopping wood up. Always listen. That noise is basically people strimming, it's not chainsaws, so we can stand down. So this is nice and sturdy. The last bit for here is just to cover that gap there. So I've pre-painted this piece of wood here. Literally going to balance it like that. As long as it just rolls off somewhere else, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to attach it with a couple of screws. And yeah, looks all right. Again, the water will roll off, and that's the intention there. So in fact, I could probably just do it with one screw. I'm going to use two though, and maybe even three, just to give a little bit more. There you go, that's in place. So that's going to stop the rain directly dropping down onto the sides of any logs down here, and it just should be done then, really. So what's next? Another coat of paint, stain on here, and then we are done. I'm not painting everything inside and out, but just enough on the top to provide it protection and to get rid of most of the bluey bits that I can, and that'll probably use all the rest of my stain, which means I don't need to store the stain anymore. More space in the garage, hooray! So that will be it, how to create the log stores and stuff, but I'll talk about that at the end when I've actually painted it. So this is the last stint, we're against the clock, it's nearly beginning to rain. It's going to be raining in the next week, so I've got to get it done now or it's going to be ages until I get this done. So we're up against it. Okay, I think we're done. This will certainly do. One of the most difficult bits of doing this is knowing actually when to stop. I'm pretty much out of the wood stain now, so what I'm going to do is let all this stuff dry out, and then maybe tomorrow I might touch things up, or a little bit later tonight when everything's dried, or some other time, but that's it pretty much. So this is how to build a little extension to your existing log store. So that's going to be able to store the majority of this oak here once cut up and split, and one of my future videos will be me cutting it up and splitting it. I'm not a chainsaw expert, but I'm going to give it a go as safely as I can, and you'll be able to see the results here, obviously. So do please subscribe if you want to be part of this journey. I would really appreciate it. That would actually make my day. So until next time, see you later. Bye.